Welcome to This Explainer. I am so glad you're joining us today because we are tackling something literally thousands of us are trying to figure out right now: how to actually build a home office in Kenya that is resilient, budget-friendly, and, actually works. Remote work, it's not a trend anymore. It is the new normal. But the folks who are truly thriving aren't just super disciplined, they are the ones who have intentionally built really smart setups. So today, we're going to break down exactly how you can do that too, using just the essentials. Because let's keep it 100% real for a second. What happens when KPLC suddenly announces a planned maintenance right before your 2 p.m. Zoom pitch? Absolute panic, right? Working from home in Kenya brings this very specific, shared kind of chaos. We're talking sudden blackouts, your internet just ghosting you right in the middle of a sentence, and that constant nagging fear of a power surge totally frying your expensive gear. And we have to navigate all of this while keeping a very close eye on our M-Pesa balances. So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The remote work reality. 2. Choosing your core machine. 3. Unbreakable internet and power. 4. Perfecting ergonomics and presence. And 5. Build smart, not fast. We are going to tackle these daily headaches pillar by pillar. All right, diving right into section 1, the remote work reality. The reality of working remotely here is basically a head-on collision between infrastructure challenges and budget limits. We all know the drill: KPLC cuts, dropped internet, fried gadgets, and tight budgets. But honestly, here is the really good news from our source material. The secret to thriving isn't about having a massive budget to throw at the problem. Not at all. It's about making smart, targeted choices that tackle these specific local issues head-on. Smart choices absolutely beat big budgets, every single time. Moving on to section 2, choosing your core machine. This is the absolute foundation of your setup. Look, if you get your core machine wrong, the whole operation basically crumbles. So, laptop or desktop? For most Kenyan remote workers, laptops actually take the win. And the reason is simple: flexibility. When that 2 p.m. load shedding hits, you can literally just grab your laptop and relocate to a cyber cafe with a generator or a neighbor's place. But hey, don't write off desktops just yet. They still shine brilliantly if you're doing heavy stuff like graphic design or video editing. They give you way more processing power per shilling, they stay cooler on those hot afternoons, and you can easily upgrade them piece by piece as your needs grow. Now, if you do go the laptop route, let's run through the non-negotiable specs you need to keep your workflow smooth. First up, you're going to want an Intel Core i5 or an AMD Ryzen 5 processor. That's the sweet spot for handling daily tasks without draining your wallet. Next, you need an 8+ hour battery life. Because load shedding, yeah, it's not going anywhere. Also, you absolutely need SSD storage. Seriously, that old spinning hard drive from 2018 is just killing your patience. SSDs boot up in seconds, files open instantly. It is a total game changer. Oh, and a quick pro tip: if you grab a slim Ultrabook, pick up a USB-C hub. That tiny little gadget is a lifesaver. It lets you plug in a second screen, a wired mouse, charge your phone, and hook up wired internet when your Wi-Fi acts up. Actually, our source has this brilliant analogy for our final, most critical spec requirement. They say 4GB chokes faster than the globe roundabout during rush hour. And man, is that true. Think about it. With Zoom running, 20 Chrome tabs open, and Word churning in the background, you simply cannot survive on 4GB of RAM anymore. Bumping that up to a minimum of 8GB is absolutely crucial if you want to avoid that daily digital traffic jam. And while we're talking about your core setup, you really should consider adding a 22-inch monitor or even just a portable display. Staring at one tiny cramped screen all day is an uphill battle nobody warns you about. Having a second screen is a massive sanity saver. Picture this: email on the left, your main document on the right, and your analytics running silently while you present on camera. It completely stops those frantic Alt-Tab gymnastics and keeps your mental focus exactly where it needs to be. All right, let's look at section 3, unbreakable internet and power. We are moving into defense mode now. Let's talk about building a failover plan so a dropped connection never ruins a professional moment again. Working in Kenya means you need backup plans for your backup plans. Step 1. Your main router has to be a modern dual-band unit. This gives you fast speeds and broad coverage, which is key if the whole family is streaming at once. Step 2, get a Wi-Fi extender. If your office is in the bedroom but the router is in the living room, you're going to have dead zones. Extenders bridge that gap without running ugly cables everywhere. And step 3, grab a 4G MiFi or a dual SIM router. This is your dedicated lifeline for when the fiber network inevitably goes down, and it totally saves your phone battery. If downtime is simply not an option for you, modern routers that automatically switch over to 4G are the ultimate failover. But internet is only half the battle, right? The other half is power.
Load shedding is basically public enemy number one. So how do we gracefully survive a 4-hour KPLC outage without completely panicking? First, you're going to need a USB-C power bank with at least 65 watts of output. This will recharge your laptop multiple times during a blackout, giving you total peace of mind. Second, a UPS unit. This is non-negotiable for desktop users, but honestly, even laptop folks need one, just to keep the router and Wi-Fi extenders alive. A 650 VA to 1000 VA UPS buys you about 30 to 90 minutes. That's plenty of time to finish up your work or at least shut your systems down gracefully.
Now, I want to draw your absolute focus to this surprisingly low number right here, 1,500 Kenya shillings. The point here is crucial. Kenya's power grid can spike without any warning whatsoever. That 1,500 shilling surge protector is essential insurance. Literally, it can save you from having to replace a completely fried 60,000 shilling laptop. Please, whatever you do, use a surge protector to safeguard your gear and your pocket. It's a total no-brainer.
Moving right along to Section 4, perfecting ergonomics and presence. We are shifting from just surviving to actually thriving.
I know, working from bed sounds super cozy on day 1, but by month 3, your back is screaming, your neck is stiff, your wrists are aching. A lot of remote workers overlook ergonomics, but these specific upgrades will literally prevent career-derailing injuries. You've got to get an adjustable chair with proper back support. Elevate your screen to eye level using a laptop stand, and pair that with an external keyboard and mouse. Oh, and don't skip the cable management kit. Turning that messy rat's nest of wires under your desk into a clean, organized space does wonders for keeping your mind clear and professional.
And speaking of being professional, we have to talk about sound and video. These are your silent career boosters. Relying on your built-in laptop mic, it's going to pick up everything. Ceiling fans, matados hooting outside, the neighbors' loud music, which means your colleagues are hearing all that background noise instead of your brilliant ideas. A basic headset with a noise-canceling mic ensures people actually listen when you speak. As for video, those built-in 720p webcams usually just leave you looking super shadowy and grainy. Upgrading to a dedicated 1080p webcam makes you look sharp, bright, and presentable. Seriously, these investments cost less than a good night out, but they project immense professionalism.
Finally, Section 5. Build smart, not fast.
Look, if you're looking at all this gear and feeling a bit of buying panic right now, let's just take a breath and de-escalate. You do not need to buy all of this today. Our source maps out a really smart chronological purchasing plan. Phase 1 is right now. You just start with the absolute essentials: a reliable core machine, stable internet, a surge protector at minimum, a laptop stand, and a decent headset and webcam. Then we move to Phase 2. As your income grows, that's when you add the premium items. You get that highly adjustable ergonomic seat, a robust UPS, and maybe jump from 8 GB to 16 GB of RAM when your workflow starts demanding it. It is a strategic journey, not a race.
Now, if you're wondering where you can actually source all this gear without getting swindled, the source highlights a company called Digitonia. They are a highly reliable partner who genuinely understands these local Kenyan struggles. They equip remote workers with genuine gear that is specifically designed to handle the heat, the load shedding, and the spotty internet. Plus, they deliver safely to literally every corner of Kenya, and they offer expert guidance so your setup is rock solid from day 1.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Are you going to keep letting your infrastructure dictate your professional ceiling? Or are you ready to take control and actually start thriving? The blueprint is right here in your hands. To get personalized recommendations to execute this plan based on your own budget and needs, you can reach out to Digitonia at 795-920902 or jump into their WhatsApp channel. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you on the next one.